Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. Crazy finish last night in Denver, Colorado. Amazing. I'm surprised that the Coyotes managed to tie it up and bring it to overtime and eventually lose in the shootout. I applaud their effort. I'm very proud of that the team in that sense. Their 5-on-5 play was 100% exactly what they need to do from here on out and what they should do in future seasons and future games. But the offense has just dried up completely. I think we saw this when the season first started, where they didn't score in the first 2 games or so, and the first 10 games they weren't scoring much until that Tampa game where they won 7-1, and then they started to get the ball rolling and score probably 3 or more goals pretty often and win some games. But they're not getting it done offensively at all. We saw it in Chicago where they won 1-0 off a power play goal by Nick Cousins. And then in Colorado, they didn't score until 8 minutes left in the game, with OEL scoring to make it 2-1. And then with a minute left, scoring 2-2. Both pretty harmless point shots that managed to find their way in the net due to great screens by Panik and Hinostroza. But without offense, I gotta applaud the defense. This is why I'm a Coyotes fan. This is why I fell in love with the team. Because they win games 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. They're so good defensively, and they had a brief couple of years of being terrible defensively, which is going to happen because they're rebuilding. But in 2011, 2012, 2013 as well, just great defensive strategy initiated by Dave Tippett. And great goaltending performances by Brizgalov and Mike Smith, and just playing that desperate, hard-working Coyotes effort. And I'm so glad that Tocchet has managed to instill that philosophy into this new Coyotes team, while still having a pretty high up-tempo, offensively minded game, but they're not producing offensively. But it's great that the Coyotes continue to play that philosophy and that mindset of they need to be so tight defensively, and that's how they're going to win games. And 5-on-5 against the Colorado Avalanche, it was perfect. It was how a hockey team should play. Colorado had literally nothing 5-on-5. It was so frustrating to go down 2-0 heading into the third period off 2 power play goals by the Avs. That's another thing that the Coyotes have not been disciplined in the past couple weeks. On that Eastern road trip, giving up a lot of power plays to New Jersey and Florida, and then against Colorado, giving the Avalanche momentum off nothing. Like, the Avalanche had nothing going for them. Galchenyuk takes a bad elbowing penalty, and then the Avs just play how they have high skill guys, and so their power play can just turn off their brains and get to work, and that created momentum for the Avalanche. But then into the third period, Coyotes don't take any penalties. They dictate the game 5-on-5. They outshoot Colorado by a lot, and they get 2 goals. The offense is not there, but like I said, I'm really proud of the defensive mindset of this team, both the forwards, the D-man, and Darcy Kemper. I can't say enough about Darcy Kemper. This is one of the greatest goaltending performances I've seen since Mike Smith in 2012. Just making incredible saves. There was one save in the third period. I forget who it was on. It might have been McKinnon or Landeskog, who was wide open in the slot, and Kemper just kicked out his pad and made that save. And a couple minutes later, Coyotes managed to tie it up. So Kemper is playing really well. Really impressed with how he elevated his game, and he's playing 19 games straight in a row. Just an incredible effort by him and the team. I'm disappointed in Keller. I know I've been saying it in a couple of videos, but still disappointed in him. I really hoped he'd relish in this pressure and these pressure moment games. But it's not happening. I'm not sure what's wrong with him. Speculation that he might be injured. But who knows? Maybe we'll find out at the end of the season. I'm really impressed by OEL, the captain of this team, scoring 2 huge goals. He's up to 14 goals on the season, which is crazy for a defenseman alone. But on this team, I mean, he's 3 goals behind the team leading goals. So it'd be hilarious if he manages to be the goal-scoring leader as a defenseman on this team. But he's so calm, and defensively just, it's so beautiful. Him and Hjalmarsson, and Goligoski's playing really well lately too. He's making smart pinches, and he's trying to up his offensive game, but he's still, committing to his defensive side as well. Hopefully he continues to stick like that, because I know there's games where Goligoski drops off and becomes inconsistent defensively. So hopefully with these last 4 games, he doesn't fall off the track. Chychrun being scratched again. I don't know what Tocchet's thinking. Maybe Chychrun is overplaying too much, and he's overconfident, and he's not thinking straight. He needs, probably Tocchet is thinking he needs to calm his nerves down a bit and not do too much himself. But it's great that Lyubushkin and Kevin Konanen can draw in the lineup and not make it obvious that they haven't played hockey in weeks. So I applaud Tocchet keeping his guys in shape, and applauding the players for just jumping into the lineup and playing high-level, high-skilled hockey, considering they're in a playoffs push with 4 games left. So it's great that those players are playing at that level. They have Minnesota Sunday, and then the Kings, Knights, and Jets to close out the week and the season. Huge game against Minnesota, sold-out crowd. They're 3 points back of the playoff spot. They need a win Sunday. It's a must-win game. They should get the win against the Kings. That's 4 points right there. Hopefully, Colorado kind of loses its momentum. They're 6-0-1. The Avalanche are in their past 7, which is ridiculous for a late-season push. So hopefully they start to slow down. But leave it up to the Coyotes to make it so much harder on themselves. They could have gone 2 points in regulation last night and made it an easier ride to the end, but they managed to get 1 point, which is better than 0. But they got to continue pushing, continue working, and it's down to the wire here, folks. So it's going to be a crazy week. Crazy week. One of the biggest weeks in Coyotes history in 7 years. So let's get to it, watch every game, and see how it all unfolds. They're playing well. Just their offense is dried up. Maybe more point shots with traffic like we saw against Colorado to get those dirty goals. But we'll see. I'm proud of the team, how they're playing 5-on-5, and just stick to it. And let's go here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.